My name is Jeremy Walton, and these are my common sense filmmaking tips. Let's go! How's everyone doing? For me, I'm over winter. I'm over it. I just want it to be summer so I can complain how hot it is. I got up early today to head downtown to get something to eat. It's more like a lazy Saturday, and I thought, what a perfect time to have a little chat. Common sense. Let's first define what that is. If you Google it, you'll get good sense and sound judgment in practical matters. Makes sense.
Carpet.
Let me tell you, a little bit of common sense goes a long way. So if you don't have any, you need to get some ASAP. If you're going to be in the film industry, you're going to have competition, and reputation is everything. I talked about this in my video, 3 things you shouldn't be doing as a filmmaker, and I'll link it here. If you make it on set as a PA, which is a production assistant, your job is to make everyone's life above you easier. And if you're constantly being told what to do and how to do it when it's something you should be able to figure out on your own, you might make it through the day, but you're not gonna get called back. Online, I see this a lot, and let me give you an example. What's the best camera? I know you know what I'm talking about. You may have heard the saying, there is no such thing as a dumb question. I also know you know where I'm going with this, but hang in there, let me elaborate. What's the best camera? Or what's the best camera under $2,000 that shoots 4K, that's great for vlogging? One question we've heard a million times, while the other one gets you the answer you need. Take it a step further. Can you honestly say there's not enough information online to get the answer yourself? You know there is. So one person asks, what's the best camera? While the other person goes out and finds the answer. Who do you think gets further ahead in this business? If you had to hire one of the two, who would you hire? If you want to be a filmmaker, have your own production company, form an LLC, open up an S Corp, have employees, run payroll, then you need to flip that switch and start looking at things a bit differently. I'm really not trying to discourage you. It's just good to hear this now. So if you're just starting out, take a minute, make those questions count, and get a jump start on your career. Okay, all this talking has made me hungry. Time to eat. Okay, I either ate too much or I ate too fast. We may never know. Time for a little hike. Okay, something else I want to talk about that I know you've heard of, and that's overnight success. It's always a great story, but is it really true? Use that common sense. I think most people associated with overnight success will tell you it was years in the making, so be prepared when you start your journey. You need to have a strong base, and it's up to you to develop that base. The best example I can think of is climbing a ladder. If it's straight up and down, you might be able to climb it for a while, but it's difficult to balance, and a small gust of wind can knock you over. To have a strong base, the higher you want to go, the farther out the ladder needs to be. As a filmmaker, your base is your experience, knowledge in your field, connections, common sense. This is the toolkit you'll use when you run into obstacles. If this isn't developed and strong, those obstacles will knock you to the ground. That's life. Okay, I'm really craving a donut. There's got to be one around here somewhere. New mission. Traffic. Come on, let's go. Well, technically,
You're not in a red light. I mean, if you went on that red.
The last thing I want to share is definitely something you're going to have to deal with, and that's sacrifice. You can't be in this business without it. Not too long ago, I posted a quote on Instagram. It said, the degree of your commitment to gaining what you want is the degree of sacrifice you're willing to live with. You have to put in the time, and no one at the top did it without sacrifice. If you're working on set, you'll be putting in 12 plus hours a day, 6 days a week, and the only time you'll have is to eat and sleep. Oh, did I miss my turn?
Yeah.
Was it freeway there?
Yeah.
I know where I'm going.
No, you don't.
Hanging out with your friends is going to be tough. When it comes to my family, I think I missed all my nieces and nephews' birthdays. You know, you might have to move across the country and live in a small town called LA. There's a lot that you're gonna have to give up, and that's an important conversation you're gonna have to have with yourself. But let me tell you, it's worth it to be in a business that you love. And if you stick with it, you put in your dues, it'll pay off in the end. Well, there you have it, my common sense filmmaking tips. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button because there's definitely more to come. Subscribe so you don't miss out. But until then, comment below and let me know if you have any common sense filmmaking tips you think people should know. And as for this episode, it's a wrap. Just sitting in traffic.